Hello, I'm Henry Reisky with Center for Alaska and Coastal Studies, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a system for composting worms and then how to take care of those worms. First thing we're going to be starting off with is just the materials you'll need. Then we'll build the system, we'll prepare their bedding, and then we'll learn about how to take care of the worms. We're going to start off getting ready for our worms by building the actual structure that our worms are going to live in. For this, you'll need a few things. You'll need 3 5-gallon buckets. I choose dark colored buckets. You'll definitely want to avoid anything clear, but I also avoid white just to be certain that not too much light is getting in and going to interfere with our worms. You'll then need 1 bucket lid and then some tools. You will need a drill with a 1/4 inch bit, a marker just so you can lay out where you're going to be drilling your holes, and then a ruler, which is also going to help you with spacing out the holes you're going to drill in your bucket. So now we're gonna actually start building our worm homes. This mainly consists of drilling holes into our bucket. These holes are gonna let the air into the system, and it's also gonna allow for water to drain off if there's too much, and easy swapping out once it's time to actually harvest your compost. 2 out of our 3 buckets are gonna get holes drilled in them, and they're gonna be identical. So I'm gonna demonstrate on 1 bucket right here. But there's going to be 2 buckets in the end that get these exact same holes. We're going to be drilling holes up around the top. If you see these lips here, we're going to be drilling into this second one. And we're going to be drilling 16 holes into there. And then we're going to be drilling into the bottom of our bucket. We'll be drilling 2 circles of holes and then 1 right towards the center. But we'll get started off with these ones just on the edges. What you want to do is you're just going to take your ruler here, take your bucket, and you're just going to mark every 2 inches. I have my bucket ready, have my marker, and you can just choose any spot on here for your first one. And then we're just going to work our way around, adding a mark 2 inches from the hole. With these systems, accuracy is not hugely important. So like, if you're off a little bit on where you drill your holes, your worms aren't going to mind. The key is that we're getting air down into our system with the holes that we're going to drill. You'll notice that I've put down on the ground a piece of cardboard. That's just because as we drill these holes, there's going to be some plastic shavings coming off. And I don't want to have to get it all over the carpet. So it's nice to be able to put something down like a newspaper, cardboard, sheet, something like that, where you can gather any of the plastic shavings off. Okay. I have my marks on the bucket right here in this strand. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to drill a hole in the center of that lip everywhere that I have one of these black marks. Got my drill, 1/4 inch bit. I'm just going to go ahead and start drilling. Okay, my holes that are going to let in the air for the worms are drilled into my first bucket. I'm going to go ahead and do this on my second bucket too, but I'm going to speed it up so you don't actually have to sit through me doing the second bucket. Okay, the next thing I gotta do is get the holes marked out for the bottom of my bucket. So if I take a ruler and put it down on this bucket right here with the center on the injection spot, so the little dot in the middle, it's gonna be 5 inches to the edge. So what we're gonna be doing is marking circles out at 4 and 2. The easiest way to kind of do this is to put the 5 inches right on that center that I'm marking at the 1 and the 9. Go 90 degrees from that. And I do the same. There I am. So I have 4 marked on my outside. Those will be some holes. But, and then from there, again, it doesn't have to be exact. So what I just do is following that general circle, I divide it into 3 between each quarter. Okay. Like that. And that'll be my first circle of holes. So it's going to have 12 marks right there. And then on my second circle, right here, I'm going to keep the same. So marking it out 2 inches from the center. And the easiest way, again, is actually just to go in that 2 inches from the center circle. And I'm going to be marking every time, or every other time, that there was an X on the outside circle, it gets an X on this inside circle. So I end up with 6 X's on the inside circle, and then the last place I'm going to drill, I'm not going to try to drill right through that big plug in the center where it was injected, so I'm just going to drill a hole off to the side of that. And this is what's going to allow the drainage and then allow the worms to transfer to when it's time to actually get the compost. All marked out. I'm going to go back. Time to drill again. So I just drill everywhere there's an X. Okay, that's it. Ended up with a bucket with 12 holes in an outside circle, 6 holes in the center one, and then 1 hole right in the center of my bucket. Again, I'm going to do the same thing to the other bucket that I drilled holes around the center of. And here we go. My drilling is complete. In the end, your system is going to get this bucket that we actually didn't end up doing anything to. Going to go on bottom. And then your 2 other buckets that we did drill holes into sit inside of that. And its lid will go on. Now, in this bucket right here, this top bucket is where your worms are going to be living. And we'll need to get some bedding in there so that they can live. So, next up is going to be learning how to get the bedding ready.